You killed Mr. Kosher with the Abalestian knife. Switch the handles to make it look like the original blade of the Babalese knife with you. Later you allowed yourself to be spotted by Kay near the open-air stage. You used the fireplace to lose her, and you went back to accuse her of the murder. Does that sum it up?
You craft an engaging tale, Edgeworth, but there are two problems with it.
Problems? In what respect?
What do you think my real reason was for allowing her to chase me? It was also I could capture Kay Faraday. What? When I saw you using that device at Gaywaterland, I knew right away you were Bern Faraday's daughter. I became curious, so I researched a little into your background. That's how I found out you were on the trail of the Yatagarasu. So that's why you tried to pin Mr. Kosher's murder on me? Yeah, I knew you'd show at this embassy tonight. I thought I could use you, but putting the murder on you wasn't my only goal. You had another? Yes. Once I had you under arrest, I had planned to search you and take back the device that rightfully belongs to me, the true Yatagarasu. You were going to take little thief from me? 7 years ago, it was thanks to that device Faraday was able to infiltrate this place. But he stole more than he should have, and had a tough time recovering that precious key.
Then the person who stole the Yatagaratsu's key was Mr. Faraday? You. The incident 7 years ago. What was the catalyst behind it?
In the eyes of the smuggling ring, the Yatagarasu was becoming a bit of a problem. It wasn't an especially pleasant assignment.
Then why? Why did you become a member of the Yatagarasu?
Why? There's no why. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning.
From the beginning? What's that supposed to mean?
The person I take orders from hasn't changed even now to this day.
Does this mean the leader of the smuggling ring wasn't Mr. Koshin? And the real ringleader's still out there pulling the strings?
Are you done asking what you need to know? Because if so, we should probably get going. And you're going to tell me everything you did tonight, do you understand, Sheena?
I guess I should tell you then I was the one who set the Babalese embassy on fire.
And why'd you do that?
I suppose it was to destroy all evidence of the counterfeit bills.
That's what the smuggling ring was trying to do. Why start two fires?
I can't tell you anything about the ring. It's your job to complete your investigation after all. I've had my fun. Now it's your turn to enjoy the ride. Wait, Miss Sheena. Yes? When I fell to the floor earlier, these fell at my feet. What about them? They're such pretty hair sticks, I thought I should return them to you. You can have them. They're of no use to me anymore. If you don't want them, you can always throw them away. No, I want to keep them. Suit yourself. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot. Edgeworth. About the second problem I had with your story. I didn't kill anyone tonight.
What?
I'm not saying that as a sore loser. Think of it as a hint, if you will.
Mr. Prosecutor?
Yes, Agent Lang?
Mark my words, I'm not done here and I'll be back. It's got nothing to do with duty or anything because this is my personal case. I may have been shot, but I'll show you just how dangerous a wounded wolf can be.
His anger appears to have negated the sensation of pain in his leg. It's finally over, Kay.
I feel like I've peered into her heart a little, you know. It's so cold and dark, incredibly lonely. The person giving her these commands, the one who went through my father, was a problem to be removed.
That person's the real ringleader behind the smuggling ring.
Mr. Edgeworth, I have a favour to ask. Can you hold these sticks for me? They're really pretty, like the ones we're selling for the Jumping Ninja show. Until this case is over, I don't think I can look at them without being overcome.
I understand. I'll take good care of them for you. There's a bit of soil stuck on the ends of these sticks.
I guess it's that time already, huh? So it's midnight. Dawn of another day. Hey, Pops, thanks a bunch. You've really done a lot for everyone over these years.
Detective Bad, don't tell me today's the day. Yep, it is. With this, I can retire in peace. It was down to the wire. We almost didn't make it. But we did it. We sold everything. But that's just it. We haven't sold everything yet. The ringleader of the smuggling ring, you, the Yatagarasu, were chasing after. The legend of that Yatagarasu is now over. Mr. Edgeworth, that bit of logic earlier, it was brilliant. I feel like I can leave it all in your hands. I'm counting on you.
Is it really true, Uncle Bad? You were also part of the Yatagarasu?
As I said to you earlier, Kay, I'm truly sorry. I wanted nothing but a peaceful life for you.
Uncle Bad?
Don't take it so seriously. It's just one big joke, right? Unfortunately, it isn't. Oh, come on, sir. She's just yanking my chain, isn't she, Mr. Edgeworth?
Detective Bad. Wait, no, you're no longer a detective. Mr. Bad, I'd like to ask you about the Yatagarasu.
Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth, I shall give these back to you.
Oh, okay.
These are the pages from the KG8 case files the Yatagarasu stole from my office.
Wait, what?
Mr. Edgeworth, I must apologise for last night. So the Yatagarasu who stole into my room was you, was it?
That means... What? Tell me it's not true. That's too insane for me to believe, sir.
It's true. Even if it's not something you want to hear. The KG8 incident was a very emotionally trying case. We stood in that courtroom, Faraday's prosecutor, I was the lead detective. Faraday had evidence in his possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent. You was the older sister of the victim in that case. When the defendant was pronounced not guilty, she let out a great wail. That's when we realised there was a limit to what the law could do. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside the courts. That's what we thought at the time. That's how we formed the Yatagarasu and vowed to bring to light any dirty deeds that companies had with the ring, including companies that dealt with the Amano group. Mr. Amano's conglomerate. We called ourselves the Yatagarasu and flexed our collective muscle. We exposed all sorts of shady dealings. It's a warning to the business world as a whole. By doing that, we were able to stop higher-ups from covering things up. Then it was finally time. We finally arrived at the moment when we find out the ringleader's true identity. It was then you literally stabbed us in the heart, and Faraday died for it.
Why? Wasn't she the sister of the victim in the KG8 incident?
After Faraday's death, I looked into her past, and that's when I found out she was a phony. The victim of the KG8 incident, CCU, she never had a sister. What? Then that means Sheena wasn't the only fake name she used. Callisto used another pseudonym. From the very beginning, the woman was a spy sent by the smuggling ring.
She said it herself. I was destined to betray everyone from the beginning.
Anyway, let's return to the real topic at hand. Mr. Edgeworth, this trump card that we snuck into this page of the case file, please use it wisely. Trump card? That photo we stuck on there, try peeling it off. Behind it slumbers a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all these years ago. It's the mark of the Yatagarasu. Why? This is a directives card from the big boss. Take a look at the back. This was something Coach had on him at the time of the KG8 incident 10 years ago. That blood is from the victim of the incident, CCU. But why is the card adorned with the mark of the Yatagarasu? The reason we call ourselves the Yatagarasu was because of the three-legged raven mark that was Smuggling Ring's boss used. Apparently, orders from the boss will come on these cards without fail. The person who received the order was supposed to burn it immediately after reading it. Apparently, it burns a bright green flame when set ablaze. You mean the cards are written in Babyliss ink? The fact the card of coaching was sent made it into Faraday's hands at all is nothing short of a miracle. We decided whatever we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police. So that's what the white cards are. The great thief used a mark that only those within the ring would know. It was our message to the ring leader. We were only a few steps behind. And one more thing, Detective Gumshoe. I'm entrusting this to you. What is this, sir? This is what I was talking about earlier. During the KG8 incident trial, Faraday had this in possession. This important definitive piece of evidence. I thought it was stolen. How do you have it? The person who stole it from us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Ernest Romano, and he had it locked up hidden away for all this time. But we forced him to tell us where it was finally after the other day's kidnapping case. This video.
Don't come any closer, I'm warning you!
This is the same video as the one Mr. Portsman was trying to conceal from me. It would seem either he was caught up in the ring's web. Amano was preparing to take on the boss someday, and the video was his insurance. That's what the prosecutor comes in. He was to retrieve the video. On top of that, he was apparently instructed to sneak. Into your office and steal the trump card. You saw it for yourself, right? The card that told him to preserve the evidence. And that card was not the calling card of the Yatagarasu. Rather, the directives card from the ringleader to Mr. Portsman. The two pieced together make for a strong weapon for whoever holds it. The evidence Mr. Portsman fought to withhold from me, and the one you stole from my office last night. Both pieces are illegal, and for me to use either one is... whether you use them or not is up to you. They'll be of help to you when you take on someone who's above the law. Is the boss one of those who cannot be brought to court that Mr. Faraday spoke of? Detective Bad, there is no limit to the law. It is for people who determine the limits to them. You still insist that even now, do you? You really are something else. I'll leave the rest in your hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, the handcuffs. It's time to lock up the last remaining member of the Yatagarasu. Pops, don't ever lose your detective spirit.
corpse. Why is this happening? This isn't justice.
Like I always told you, do not get emotionally involved. Now let's go.
Yes, sir.
Is this really the end of a legend? So now we know who the Yatagarasu really was. And yet there remains much of this case that needs to be resolved.
Like how the weapons cross country lines, for example. The two countries have incredibly strict security systems and entry procedures. Sort of a miracle, it's impossible for someone to have smuggled them in.
Smuggling them in, huh? We need to open a new line of investigation on just this aspect alone. Before we do, I'd like to go through my evidence once more.
Okay. The guide map, Budal statue, the coach's body, the key, the knife, the document, the counterfeit bills, the other statue, the passion flowers, the note, the spear, the dogs, the pick, the spouts, the photo, the fires, the wire, the revolving fireplace, and the three new things. What's lighting up? There we go.
Hey, take a look at this, Mr. Edgeworth. There's dirt on here. It's certainly ruining the beauty of the hair stick.
I suppose. Why is there dirt stuck on the end of a hair stick in the first place? The KG8 incident. This was the case in which the unwitting CCU was murdered. When she was to expose the connection between the Armano group and the smuggling ring. This was also when the group, the Yatagarasu, first formed. Are the events of this case connected to that case from 10 years ago somehow? This blood belongs to Detective Faith, who was killed in my office by Mr. Portsman. Sadly, it would appear that he has partnered with anyone but a good prosecutor. It's all coming back.
Aye, there's a VCR here, sir. Now we can see what's going on in the tape Detective Bag gave us.
This piece of evidence from the KG8 incident, hidden inside for 10 long years. I just know it's related to the current case somehow. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please play the tape for us.
Sure thing, sir.
This man, it's Manny Koshin.
And he's holding a knife in his hand.
This looks like footage from a security camera as it enters with an apartment building.
An apartment building? How'd you figure that?
Unlike you, I actually read the soundly file on the KG8 incident.
And the crime scene was the victim's own apartment.
So this footage was shot at the entrance of the victim's own apartment building?
At the time, Mr. Faraday claims this piece of footage existed.
However, no one could find it.
Yeah, somehow someone was able to steal it and hide it from Mr. Ernest Amon.
I can now see how this had been a definitive piece and why someone would want to hide it.
but it's a piece of evidence of a 10-year-old case. There's no it's related to this case we're working on now, sir.
Actually, I believe it has everything to do with this case we're working on now. The ringleader who went so far as to use Mr. Portsman to retrieve it. Which means in this video lies a very inconvenient bit of footage to the ringleader.
Where?
Wait, what was that?
Huh?
That bit you played just now, please show it to me again. This car. This is something we cannot overlook.
Why is that, sir?
Look here, Detective Gumshoe.
Take that!
Don't you find this section to be particularly of interest?
I don't see anything at all. Oh, I see it now. You're talking about that thing, sir? I heard you can capture ghosts on film. Is that what it is, sir? Oh, where is it in the picture, sir?
That's quite enough. How would he have mistaken this for an apparition?
Take that!
That is the national flag of the Principality of Cordofia. And because it has the national flag on it, we know it to be an official government car. But the question we should be asking ourselves is, what is a government car doing here?
Ah, Ms. Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth, you were here all this time. Ambassador Alba. Thank you very much for continuing the investigation even at this time of night. Oh, if only I were even a tiny bit more careful. This tragedy would never have happened. I'm truly sorry.
This wasn't your fault, sir. This had nothing to do with how careful you were.
Idiot curses. You couldn't chase after a simple thief. Now then, let's go down to the real reason why I came looking for the two of you. I would like you to put the investigation on hold for a while. Can you do that? Excuse me? I heard you apprehended the thief that turned this embassy upside down. During the middle of an event celebrating our country's reconciliation. We can't exactly have the police and detectives walking around here forever. You're scaring the visitors away. I hope you can understand how I feel.
But we must finish our investigation and resolve the remaining issues.
Why don't you leave the rest to the Albastanian and Balersi police? Ambassador with subclass is a little more and... Ms. Von Karma, I'm afraid I've made up my mind. Without my permission, you could not proceed with your investigation anyway, right? That's true, however...
As he said at the very beginning, this area can be considered to be Alabastian soil, in which case there are nothing but foreigners in their land. Is this really where our investigation ends? Sifu, we found Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Sifu, this way.
Yo.
Agent Lang, you're back on the scene rather quickly.
If I laid back and took a break, I'd lose the scent of my prey, Mr. Prosecutor.
Agent Lang, why have you returned?
Because I have to solve the case no matter what.
Well, I'm sorry to inform you, and don't take this the wrong way, I don't suspect you personally. However, a member of Interpol was just found to be a thief, and so... under these circumstances, I wish to put your investigation on hold. After all, I believe our own police can handle things from here. They're quite capable. At this rate, our investigation really will come to a close.
Ambassador Alba, I get it now, I really do.
Oh, I'm glad you understand how I feel.
No, not that. What I was talking about is this. I know who the killer is behind tonight's murder.
You...
No?
The killer?
Do you really mean that, Agent Lang?
Wolves don't lie.
Then who is it?
Let me be the first to say I'm not talking about Mr. Koshin's murder. That was all Sheena. Lanzi says the truth lies not at the exit, but rather shines outside the maze itself. The truth is unexpectedly simple. Let me ask you this. Who do you think was Damas II's killer? I'll tell you who. It was you, Franziska von Karma.
Why did I feel like that was coming? It's completely baseless, yet I somehow still thought it would happen.
I was the killer? Wait, but that's impossible.
Yeah.
Although that is actually quite...
Oh,
Hold your tongue as a ludicrous remark you're about to make.
Agent Lang, are you seriously accusing her of murder?
Yeah, I am.
He doesn't appear to be joking.
Hey sis, I remember just before Ambassador Alba went to give his speech, he called you into his office, right?
yeah, he did, but what does that have to do with anything?
I'm getting to that. Furthermore, in order to solve both cases, you moved around rather freely between Albast and Bahal, didn't you? And where's your evidence I'm the killer? I was just getting to that. Trust me, I'll show you in due time. Ambassador Alba, in order for me to bring this case to a close, I'll need to inspect your office one more time. Will you grant me permission?
With things as they are, I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I?
Good, let's move out. And don't even think of running away, sis. My pack will be keeping a close eye on you, so you can bet your bottom dollar on that.
As if I would ever have a reason to flee. But just so we're clear, your logic had better be sound.
Because Alex said nothing short of a perfect explanation.
She seems rather upset, so I blame her.
I expected you'd accept no less. But we'll see how long you can keep that nose of yours stuck up in the air like that.
Hold it!
Agent Lang, as someone related to tonight's case, I request you allow me to take part. And so that I may clean up my superior's mess.
I guess I should. The more the merrier, especially when it's the peanut gallery.
In that case, I want to join in too. I still haven't seen what it looks like in Albast yet.
If you let Kay in, you gotta let me in too, pal. I can't sit around doing nothing when Miss Von Karma's in trouble.
Hey, Gummy, let's have a competition to see who can save her first, okay?
Okay, I'll take you up on that. Oh yeah, I'm fired up and raring to go.
As a detective, I don't believe this is something you're supposed to be excited over.
Sounds like this is gonna get real interesting. Ambassador Alba, I'll be bringing these kids along for the ride.
Very well. But I'd like you to keep in mind this will be your last chance.
I'll have this whole mess cleaned up before you know it. Now let's go. Okay, now let's first go over the facts one more time. Manny Kochan's body was found over in the Secretariat's office in Babao. The weapon that took his life was one of alabaster ornamental knives. Then the body of Damaster II, Mr. Kashinu, was found here in the Albastan ambassador's office. For our investigation, we found the murder weapon was this Prometheus statue. And it's actually Babal's statue. This case, no matter how I look at it, Sis, if it wasn't you, there is no one else who could have pulled this off. Aiden Clang, do you understand the full implications of what you're saying? Of course I do, Sis, and I'm serious. You were on the trail of the smuggling ring and you wanted any evidence you could find. So while people were distracted by the Yatagarasu's appearance, you snuck in here. That's when you two ran into each other. You and the other thief took advantage of the confusion of the fire. Even if all that were true, how do you explain the movement of the weapons? Don't worry, I plan to show that you're the culprit behind that too. You had permission to investigate both embassies at will. With that kind of free rein, you could have easily taken the weapons across country lines. Hey now. Look, Sis. I thought we already told you I'm not messing around here. Ugh. This case isn't directly tied to the smuggling ring, but she now certainly is tied to the smuggling ring.
He's right in saying that she's a member of the smuggling ring. However, the connection between this case and the ring could not be deeper than what any of us can imagine.
Let's get this ridiculous circus over with already.
Franziska, you need to calm down, because only you know the facts of the Albastian side of the case. I don't believe you can see the case as a whole, and therefore solve it.
What?
But don't worry, I'm taking this seriously as well, and I'll prove your innocence.
That's the only way to be, Mr. Prosecutor. You can't come up with anything else that can top my hypothesis. Of course, your explanation has to solve the mystery of the moving weapons as well.
Of course, and they will. Now let's delve into the truth behind the murder of Damaster II.
You don't understand, don't you, Mars Edgeworth? This isn't just a confrontation against Agent Lang. If you can't figure out how the murder of Damaster II is related to the smuggling ring, it'll mean the end of our investigation.
As long as I have no good counter-argument to his hypotheses, and the best I can do is walk this thin tightrope and see what I can do.
Come on, Mr. Prosecutor, let's get started.
Yes, let's.
One of Alabast's knives was used in Badal to murder Mr. Koshin. And the murder weapon in the killing of Damaster II is Badal's Prometheus statue. Somehow the two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. The only one who traversed the two countries just before and after the crimes was you.
So as long as I can't explain how the weapons moved about, Franziska remains a suspect?
You got it, Mr. Prosecutor. Why don't you stop giving me a hard time? Under these circumstances, who the heck can carry a weapon across country lines? I've worked for every possibility. There's only one that's plausible. Your boss.
Aiden Clang, what I've learned from you just now is that you've lost sight of yourself.
What are you talking about?
By focusing too intently on what's in front of us, you become blind to the truth. Don't tell me Lang Zi never said anything to that effect.
You prosecutor! Who do you think you are speaking about Lang Zi's proverbs like that?
I don't need his proverbs, because my words are all you'll need to see the truth.
Hold it!
I concur this knife crossed over country lines.
Good, but that's not the only thing that did. We mustn't forget about the other weapon. The knife was only one.
Hold it!
So you're saying the Prometheus statue was also brought over by Franziska?
Like I told you before, that's the only way it makes sense.
And how exactly did she bring it over?
I haven't figured that out yet.
That's a rather weak statement considering how sure you are.
Maybe, but there's one thing I do know for sure.
Hold it!
Impenetrable? I should hardly think so.
You've seen the top of the wall between the two countries, right? Who in the world could cross over that?
Not even I can climb over that thing with all the barbed wire.
The only way into either embassy is through the doors or in the Theatre Neutralis. So the only way for the knife and the Prima statue to traverse the two countries is through those security camera-equipped, well-guarded doors.
Hold it!
Was Franziska really the only person to travel between the two countries?
According to the guards on both doors, she's the only one to go back and forth. The sis there was in Albat when the Yatagarasu showed. And then, just before you guys found Mr. Koshin's body, she entered Babal. I think we can assume this is when she brought the knife into Babal.
Objection!
Then how do you explain the Prima statue?
I haven't quite figured that out yet. However, the fact that two weapons crossed the border proves the killer must have also travelled across the country lines.
The only things across the border are the Prima statue and the knife. I should hardly think those are the only two items, Agent Lang.
Objection!
Now, if you could take a look at this piece of evidence, you'd see there's a very big flaw in your logic.
Are you sure it's not your eyes that are flawed? We've seen this before.
I'm not sure with this one.
Oh. Wrong statement.
Objection!
Okay, never mind. Fuck. I give up trying to edit these fucking dogs out. I really do. You'll just have to put up with them like I do, because I'm sick of fucking stopping and starting along with them. Fucking yap, 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 yap all the fucking time. Someone should teach the fucking owner how to sort their pets out. I've got no clue with this one. I'm going to have to look this one up, I'm afraid. Turns out either statue will do.
Objection!
Aiden Lang, those two are not the only two to cross the border tonight.
Oh?
Damas II was killed with Babal's Planadu statue, yes. If that's the case, tell me where it up.
Oh, okay. I get it now. To Babao?
Precisely. If the two statues really were switched, this means both statues were smuggled across the border at some point. Which means a total of 3 items were smuggled across the embassies.
I guess so, but... You know what? It doesn't matter the number of items. I know that Sis is the only one who could have done it. Because the only person who went back and forth between Albas and Abdal is her.
Is that really true? Was there no one else who could have travelled between the two countries? Actually, there was definitely another person, one who paid a visit to both sides of the wall.
Objection!
Is that really so, Agent Lang?
Well, allow you to try and bluff your way out of this. I checked out what the guards said along with the security camera's footage. You're not going to overturn my hypotheses that easily.
But suppose there was some other way other than through the theatre doors.
What other way?
The other entity that managed to cross the border unharmed. If I point it out, it would open up a whole new possibility. And though I hesitate to bring this out, as long as this entity exists, the impossible road becomes a possibility.
Looks like you got some clever idea in mind.
I do, and I can show it to you for a single piece of evidence.
Fine then. Let's see this piece of evidence that'll show me this other route.
This is the piece of evidence that will show you another way to move between two countries.
Take that!
Agent Lang, I'm sure you're familiar with this unforgettable photo.
That supernatural photo? Like I said before, humans can't fly.
No, of course not. I understand that perfectly well.
Don't stop claiming that Sheena somehow grew wings either.
I wouldn't dream of claiming that.
I won't allow you to take back what you said either. I'll say it again. It's not humanly possible to fly through the air without wings. You better have a good explanation for this, Mr. Prosecutor.
Oh. How can I prove who it was that flew through the air in this photo? Wait, not humanly possible? Eureka! Very well. You will have your explanation.
Sounds like you have a good idea somewhere inside that head of yours. Let's hear it. The face hidden within this photo's blurry trailed shadow is...
Take that!
Naturally, the shadow is the third smuggled object, the Primadou statue replica.
You can't be serious.
The Yatagarasu, or rather Callisto Uterus as Agent Shinu, was inside Babal. She dressed the replica statue up in clothes and launched it through the air.
Mr. Prosecutor, you left out a very crucial bit in your explanation.
I know I did.
She launched it through the air? Huh. How exactly did she do that?
He's literally baring his fangs at me. But he has a point. How exactly did it move through the air like that? As long as this remains unsolved, we won't be able to move any closer to the truth. Which reminds me, didn't he say this earlier?
Just let me present the fucking wire already.
So just before the murder, Francisca was called here right into this very room. If that's the case, that may be another avenue I can pursue. Agent Lang, in order for me to answer that question, I'll need to hear testimony from Miss Von Karma.
Oh, what are you up to now, pretty boy?
Earlier you mentioned something of interest to me. You said just before the murder occurred, Miss Von Karma had been in this room because she was Ambassador Alvaro called for her. For that reason alone, you believe her to be the killer.
I guess I did say something like that.
In that case, I believe it's my duty to ask her what her side of the story is.
Do you really think a criminal will tell us the honest truth? How dare you! As I said numerous times, there's absolutely no proof I'm the killer. Miles Edgeworth, don't tell me you suspect me too.
I don't. However, I can't ignore the fact you were in this room at one point in time, which is why I'd like to hear about it from you. Franziska, I feel I still don't have enough information, which is why your testimony is incredibly important to the outcome of this case.
Alright. So what would you like me to talk about?
I'd like you to please testify to your movements up until you came into this room.
Alright, let's try it your way for a change. But if what she has to say turns out to be a waste of time, I'll place her under arrest faster than you can howl. No!
As you wish.